Do you ever get frustrated with how little you get done in a day? Do you write a great long to-do list and then find at the end of the day, you may have ticked off one or maybe two items? I can feel your pain. I know what you're going through. Before I met my mentor, Mr. Jim Rohn, I used to have exactly that problem. I would have these grand plans of everything I wanted to achieve in the day, and I would then get to the end of the day very frustrated that I had really achieved very little of what I initially set out to do. If you have that problem, could you put a comment in the comments below, because I would really love to hear from you. In this video, I'm going to share with you what Mr. Rohn taught me, how I overcame that problem, and what I still do today to make sure that I have the most productive day possible. G'day and welcome. My name is Willem. On this channel, I share the wisdom and the philosophies that Mr. Jim Rohn shared with me over 30 years ago. By consistently applying and executing on the wisdom and the tips and tricks and the philosophies he taught me, I've been able to lead a life on my terms. And I know that if you take action on the things I share with you on this channel, you will be able to achieve exactly the same results that I've been able to achieve and that Mr. Rohn himself achieved all those years ago. When I attended Mr. Rohn's seminar over 30 years ago, he said something to me that has remained with me till today. He said, don't start the day till you have it finished on paper. Now, what did he mean by that? Well, what he meant was have your day so well planned, so completed that it really looks finished on paper or in your calendar before you even started. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips that I still use today, to make sure that I don't start my day until I have it finished. Now, tip 1 is have very clear goals as to what it is you want to achieve. Now, I know many people here, oh, here we go again, goal setting and all the rest of it. But I will tell you from experience, I know a lot of people who want to lose weight. I know a lot of people who want to make more money. I know a lot of people who want to have more time off, see the world, travel. But guess what? They're just wishes, they're dreams. They don't have specific goals and they've got no plan as to how to achieve them. The one thing Mr. Rohn taught me above anything else is you must have clear, concise, specific, time-related goals. You must put a date on when it is you want to achieve them. And if you don't achieve them by that date, no big problem. You just set a new date. But start with a date somewhere. Start with a plan rather than a wish or a hope. As Mr. Rohn said, even poor people hope. That's not the secret to being successful. You must have clear, specific goals as to what it is you want to achieve. Write them down and put it in a place where you can review them daily. The fridge is fine, but put them somewhere where you can see them and review them daily. Now, once you have a clear goal as to what it is you want to achieve, let's say it's losing weight, you now need to make time in your week and on your calendar to achieve that. So maybe that's going to the gym. Maybe it's cooking a low carb meal. It doesn't matter what it is, it's got to appear in your calendar. Now, here's a picture of someone who has no goals. And I promise you, I see many people with a calendar looks like this. They may put in someone's birthday, they may put in an appointment with their dentist, maybe a couple of other appointments, but generally their week looks pretty empty. Because what they're doing is they are simply getting on the 9 to 5 treadmill. They don't put in time for getting up in the morning. They don't have a morning routine. And so they're just going through the motions from Monday to Friday. And then maybe on Friday, they'll put an appointment in for Friday night drinks because thank God it's Friday, the week is over. This is the calendar of someone who doesn't have any goals. They are simply going through the motions. They are drifting from day to day. And there's just one problem with drift. You cannot drift to the top of a mountain. You cannot drift to becoming wealthier. You cannot drift to seeing the world. You need to have specific plans. So if your calendar currently looks like this, I would ask you to change it. Now, here is my calendar for the rest of this week and for yesterday. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of March, 2023. And in the purple section, you can see it says filming and now uploading this video to Dylan. So I am actually where I need to be. I planned my day and now I'm fulfilling that plan. I am working to the plan that I set myself earlier in the week and reviewed again this morning. And you can see after this video, I'm off to the golf course. And I have a goal for playing golf as well. I don't just go out and hit a ball. My goal is to shoot 85. I've never shot 85. That's why it's a goal. I've shot 86 a couple of times, but I've never shot 85. But despite that, I will go out this afternoon with the goal of shooting 85. And I'll have a plan for it. And so I don't just go out and do things and just see what happens. There's a plan behind everything I do. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, that's a great discussion. There are times when I go on holiday, I don't plan my day at all. I just say, let's see where the day takes us. But in my normal everyday life, I have a plan for everything that I do. There's got to be a purpose, a reason as to why I'm doing that. Okay, so this is what my calendar looks like. And you can see it looks very different from someone who doesn't have any goals. And so I would ask you, if your calendar looks like this at the moment, the blank one, I would ask you to change it and have it look more like mine. Make sure it's full, that you've got the time allocated to achieve the goals you've set yourself. Now, the second tip I will give you is this. Do the important things first, not the urgent. It is so easy if you don't have a plan, you will look at your emails and you will do whatever looks most urgent first. And all the important things get left behind. I ask you, don't do that. Make time for the most important things in your life. In his great book, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy makes a comment about a statement that Mark Twain made many years ago. He said, if the worst thing you have to do is eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And so I would ask you, the things that are important to you, the things that are aligned with your goals, get those done early, get them out of the way so you're moving forward. There will always be time for work. There will always be time for urgent emails. There'll always be time to return urgent phone calls. Leave those till later in the day. Get the most important things out of the way first. Staying fit and healthy is a major goal of mine, and it's also a major goal of my wife Jen. And so we make time, it's in our calendar throughout the week, to make sure we get our steps in, we get a walk in. We normally walk 5 to 6 kilometers 4 to 5 times a week. And you can see from this graph that I now take more steps than 96.2% of people in my age group. And that happens because it's in my calendar. I make time for it. We make time for it to make sure that it happens. Because if we just said we should get fitter, we should be healthier, we should walk more, it wouldn't happen. Things just get in the way. You must put that time in your calendar. You must roll up. You must get it done. And that's why you can see in my segment here in the graph, you can see that most people take just over 4,000 steps every day, whereas I'm averaging around 12,000. Probably helps also because I'm out on the golf course a bit. But the point is this. Make time in your calendar to do the things that are most important. It is so critical. If you don't get anything else from this video, please, I ask you, if it's important to you, if it's something you want to achieve, something you believe is really important to you in your life, make sure you put time for it in your calendar. The first point is have very clear goals. Second point, put time to start achieving those goals in your calendar where you see them every day. And the third point I would make is this. Get distractions out of the way. Turn that phone off, turn the email off. Don't even look at it until the things that are most important to you get done. Stephen Covey once said, the things that are most important in life should never be at the mercy of the things that are least. So get all those distractions out of the way. If walking is important to you, like it is for me, do it in the morning, get it out of the way before you get on with the rest of your day. Don't get distracted by the phone, by the constant feeds, because your day will just drift away and you will find, like I did, you get to the end of the day and you really haven't achieved anything you set out to do. So, to really put Mr. Rohn's words into action, don't start the day till you have it finished on paper. I would ask you to take those 3 points to heart. Number 1, have very clear, specific goals with a timeline. Number 2, put time in your calendar to make those goals a reality. And number 3, cut out all the distractions. Don't let anything distract you from what's most important to you. Now, before we go, I'd like to offer you a bonus tip for those major projects when you're working on something big. But before I share that bonus tip, could I ask you to like this video if you found it useful and consider subscribing. I'm putting out a video every week of something that Mr. Rohn shared with me all those years ago and that I'm still applying in my life today. So there'll be a lot of those videos coming down the line. Okay, let's go to that bonus tip. Now, if you've got a major project that you have to do, you will find that you might need to spend a day, 2 days on it. And it's very easy to become jaded. One of the best techniques I've learned is the Pomodoro technique. You may have heard of it. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, so it's basically called the tomato technique. And essentially what it says is that you focus, you cut out all distractions, and you focus for 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. You have a walk around, take a couple of deep breaths, then you sit back down and you do another 25 minutes. And another 5-minute break. And you can really keep this up for a number of hours and really get an enormous amount done. I've put a PDF together on the Pomodoro technique. If you'd like that PDF that you can keep handy when you're looking at a major project, the link is in the comments below, so you can just download it and then keep that on your phone or keep it on your computer or even on your desk. It's a great technique for really getting a large slab of work done. If I'm working on a major project, that's what I do. I employ the Pomodoro technique. Okay, if you enjoyed today's video, thank you, and thank you for taking the time to watch it. If you'd like to see some of the other videos I've done on what Mr. Rohn taught me, they're available on a playlist just up here, and I know that you will get a lot from those as well. Now, if you find you're in that situation where you're getting to the end of the day and you find you're getting very little done, you wish you were getting more productive, I would ask you to take Mr. Rohn's advice. Don't start the day till you have it finished on paper. If you do, I promise you will thank me later.